Maybe this is you. You're ambitious, but the issue is that you really struggle with focus. Once you have a goal, you often get sidetracked doing multiple different things at once, you're not sure what to do, and then you focus on multiple tasks. Your focus and productivity really starts to falter. Ultimately, you don't achieve much in terms of your results. But future you, using the tips of this video, you're locked in. Dare I say, you're Mr. Locked. Your focus is impeccable, all because you understand this key idea. I'm Mr. Locked, and I'm going to show you today how understanding darkness, of all things, can help you focus on your goals. But first, please like and subscribe if you appreciate my content. It helps a lot, not just for my channel, but it also gives me feedback as to if people actually appreciate my videos. My friend was telling me once that he just can't focus. You'll have like some huge goal, a big ambition, but whenever he actually tried to work towards it, he'd always get distracted on little things that didn't matter or he wasn't sure of, so his attention was scattered. Specifically, he wanted to improve his grades in school, but whenever he tried, he'd always find himself scrolling on social media, wasting time, doing unnecessary tasks, and honestly, it totally ruined his productivity. He didn't achieve any of the results that he wanted in terms of his grades. To understand this idea better, let's use the darkness analogy. Imagine there's a pitch black room, and on the other side of that room, there's a door, okay? And your goals are at that door. So you have to go through this room in order to get there, to your goals. But the thing is, it's completely dark, right? So you can't see anything. Now, lucky for you, you have a nice flashlight, but it's also a super thin flashlight, and it only illuminates a bit of the room at a time. Now I'm going to ask you, if you were in this situation where you're in a dark room and you can only see a little bit, what would you do? Well, I mean, obviously, you would just point the flashlight at the door or make a direct path towards the door so you can avoid anything else, right? But the thing is, that's not what happens in people's real lives. In your life, you're often put into a dark room that you don't really understand. All you're given is maybe a small flashlight, maybe that can represent someone who's helping you. And all you can see is the goal, but you aren't quite sure how to get there. But once you have that big ambition, you have it clearly planned out, the path becomes illuminated. But the thing is, you still don't know how to get there. The flashlight represents your ambition and effort, right? Where you're focusing, basically. But the thing is, a lot of us choose to turn our flashlight away from the goal because of curiosity or other things, some kind of distraction like social media. It will point you towards other things like your phone, people you don't actually care to talk to, like just about any distraction you can think of. But the thing is, what you need to do is to learn how to always point your flashlight actually at the door so that you don't get distracted and lose your flow. Now let's talk about how we actually go about doing that. And in my experience, what you have to do is to just change your environment. Let's say you were in that dark room before, right? You'd probably find it easier to point your flashlight at the door if you knew with certainty that there was nothing in the way, right? If something is blocking you, then you have to point the flashlight at it. But if you know there's nothing blocking you, you could just point your flashlight and then walk through very easily. We change our environments primarily through removing and reducing three things: objects, people, and thoughts. First, you kind of have to remove objects from your environment that can distract you. So this is the most surface level one, but for a lot of people it has the most benefit. So this would be things like your phone, you have clutter on your desk, social media apps on your computer, the type of music you listen to, that kind of stuff, right? Anything physically that can distract you. By eliminating as many of these distractions as possible, your environment will force you to work because you don't have to get distracted by them, right? You just see, okay, work is in front of me, I'll do this. Second, you need to reduce the amount of people. I'm not saying for you to just cut out all your friends and have none of them, but if you have like 100 close friendships and family members, Sometimes you're going to have to say that you want to prioritize your goals over them. But more importantly, the people that you want to cut out are the super dramatic and gossipy and just rude people. Anyone who makes your life more difficult and is just like, oh yeah, you are not going to succeed if you do this. You have this big goal, like that's awesome, but like I think you're a loser. And it's like, okay. So by having less of those kinds of people, they pollute your mind less. And speaking of that, the most important one, in my opinion, is you need to reduce the negative thoughts in your mind and increase the positive ones. So I'm not telling you to go on some happy, oh yes, I'm the best in the world, haha, I'm an egotistical person. I'm telling you that if you sincerely believe that you can't achieve your goal, then you're not going to achieve your goal. And it's not just about like, oh, if you believe you can achieve. It's also like, you'll feel less inclined to pursue a goal that you know you can't achieve. If your brain has determined, okay, this is impossible, then your brain will also tell you not to do it. So you really shouldn't ever let your brain do that, unless of course it's trying to protect you from some kind of harm, right? But anyways, if you want a more in-depth guide on you changing your environment, please let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to make something just for you if you care about it. Your goal should be to reduce distractions in your environment, no matter how big they are. And I realize it's a huge topic. Any distraction will take you further away from your goal. That's why they're called distractions. Okay, I hope I've inspired you in this video, and I hope these tips have actually helped you. Now that's how you optimize your time. Thanks for watching.